parties and you know say or say accept accept and support the 2024 winner for the development of Ghana. And nowadays, we are to. But before then, when you say about the tone common, so we are baby also per se, we shall see an outcome once we are ma.
Yeah. Well, as I'm na minibane can demonstration. I find say NDC4 na omudimo kane NDC4 ekoye against the Senate hotels or motono. In the first winning demonstration there, and as every country there, obia or home right. I'm random obia who quite say with me a demonstration against a DBA a cost of my anima. On a bino and quagina. In the first place, you know, mostly their procedures also be a me follow and sign our undertaking demonstration. And I think the demonstration of me and listening, but then I think the proper procedures now are following. But in this ruling MPP government, you know, there are some key things they have to consider it in a way say demonstration the BIA NDC for person more rise the BIA umbe demo biana. Ayana is a buying person a police a friend say military they intimidate you more from whatever demonstration that they want to do. But then we should know that as a how they call a civilized country that we are living in, obia or freedom. Say or say or yet a DBA or pe or embra council, then or no other person. Now, so here Senate hotels now almost say almost say almost 60% out of it now. I think with regards to all these kind of things now, proper management and because more proper management out of the 6 hotels and the 5 normal person and if they leave it to me to manage for 2 years, they'll get a better result. I'm managing for only 2 years. Better results because ultimately say your friend say Royal Ridge, Elmina Hotel,
Labadi Beach Hotel.
Labadi Beach the body so and almost say a contributing factor because for the past 5 years now contribute almost 48 million Ghana cedis at the amount. But over a friend say La Royal Palm ne sa other hotels now and contribute and to many there. The best I bet me abuane say already in Pomatrama Senate for the best I bet me abuane say they should give those hotels to me for only 2 years. I will manage it for them. Proper management no money. Now proper management in the way we have a lot of people in this country or more administrative backgrounds. I'll bet me I manage some of these things. So why do you give it out to a private sector? By the end of the day, that means that you are selling
which means that the private sector is going to have 60%.
60%. That means if the private sector alone, Nana state or 40%, that means that we are not a serious country. Because any serious country will not do that. Senate, and go for Sika. Because every institution like that, and they must have an asset. And the hotel serve as an asset that they can be making some crucial benefit from it to be paying out the pensioners and all those kind of stuff. So if they want to give it out, and it's by the end of the day, you know, and go for a pension after 60 years and brand on because Sika or my contributor, they are not going to get anything back out of that. On my bet net in the future, because we have 40%. Imagine saying Kofa would do music how much are you willing to gain from the 40%? If I say a government about betting the percentage, I'm a pensioners on they won't get anything out of that.
Okay. Okay. There's also a hena ye memoir humeso kakra. Na fi yaba minuaba and so on the story the Right Honorable Bagbenedia to members of parliament and the Ghanaians in name or say accept and support the 2024 winner for the development of Ghana. We asema on Right Honorable Bagbene and so edia to you.
Well, asama wakano. I think a good information and I say suggestion and I say appeal, make us say appeal, or the political parties. Osha sometimes political party be our power. Na opposition no is trying every possible best or best sabotage sa government no. Even a dear government in the band say a positive area na person me the almost sabotage no. It's a two-way thing. On the other hand, political party are all power no. Toda be a opposition to me my good advice. But essence say or modern say or power no. Now or more rubbish. No more the propaganda. At the end of the day no. oba akopem na a lot of nima bi asay nima bebre asay nti ne appeal now dey man I think say at the right time and it's on course say any political party be a ebe inya tumi no e was say ye nyina rally together as and say in as much as say Ghana a democratic country a multi-party system run at the end of the day ye nyina was say yan kambom na really party o share for the past years NDC contribute to so much into the running of this country. Yatimiama suggestions. Niema bia na MPP government ya ne hu say enshadamboa Ghana no. We stood up on it. For instance, PDS adewe ya nanka ECG, omoton ECG and NDC for who say no, there were some other things and said uncle ye almost sorry and I can't want them and then bibia eba back to normal. Utumu say ka yet na china so enye ya buying never power and we will not say anything at the end of the day na nebe higher. There are several more issues. Free SHS we say we needed to review it. Initially be propaganda and this form pay free SHS nema bebre. But at the end of the day Omwan Kasasa are calling for reviews in so many areas of free SHSC. Inti sometimes to the me say party be also no yemfa listening ear to the opposition because ni na no opposition eti on my yanko bibia ye wa haya nti say ye wa water crisis a obia befemu bi ye wa electricity crisis a obia befemu bi nti sometimes yemfasa power drunk attitude no ento nchen na yenyina yenye den yenkambom na yentimi emane on my no
me da sepa Honorable Rauf sala ye ko say
sala idie so ano pa
okay
wa family tamba
e wo mu say o man mu aye so correct pa
enam no he
ye da jam yase
enam ni sia bantene me de kia run no ne na enam no mu a me twitwa mu ni na
we ya bra me ba ko jezi ka okay mate the entire make us and say and offer the same front page of the Accra Times and now they to just say Mahama weeps over unaffordable Hajj fares. Unaffordable Hajj fares.
You see, 79,000 Ghana cedis.
79,000 Ghana cedis.
And can you see that 790 million?
It's a car crazy.
A car crazy.
Now 1 billion.
Every 1 billion.
It's 100,000. Okay. Then that's someone there or the above to Igano.
Yes.
Yeah, and how is it done?
With regards to Hajj issues, no, the problem my wo home be say your Hajj board are in charge of how do you call it the Hajj affairs
pilgrimage
of the country. So what you say there are other means and ways I will be to me for so be Hajj be affordable, but then no Ghana for be na no mon penisa and I think say most of them too they don't even know the route for that because offer kata udu kata obefa Uber where do Hajj. As simple as ABCD. But then the thing is that Obia per se of onem kofo mu free Ghana na ebomuko no masa bomaba at the same time. Na ye yetima ka say oh alaji fo no mu nyina ba o maba bedru say the city. Because there are other
individually you can go.
Yes, individually you can go because se woko kata na se opese woko haja. E ho no sa your friend say authority na omo de ma obi obetimi akọ to say be accreditation na edema and omo de accreditation na ma travel and tour agencies na nti ukọ na say wo say me kọ haja ukọ travel and tour agency bia wa obetua for accreditation no wa de ama no wa fa Uber na ukọ there is no need say obefa flight obefa Uber na ukọ wa your Hajj wasa back to Ghana uno be any issue but then the Hajj board no and I'm say Ghana Hano, they are the only people like the accreditation na mom. So before you go to Hajj, you have to pass through the Hajj board. And when you say board, no, so there was sub committees or more. almost kwan be so na mbefa so mbedidi government so person no so nya percentage we sika na omutu ya no ho so by the end of the day no yes by the end of the day no sika na kwa say 3/3 na just a government efa 1/3 na hard board no aba be 5 when say 1/3 1/2 na aka no na 1/1 na aka na fe de no the main cost of the flight na every Ghana ha ni na because say government and ekwa ko buki flight ni bibia ye ho hyehye e de ama nkofo so mo nko hajj e bra hajj board na was mo ye independent body they are supposed to be religious body independent like they shouldn't be how they call political but you see affiliated to any political party or even government but you see and as a hajj board no, yes they are affiliated to government. Now one thing that shocking me when I said Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumi obi a wo ye sitting vice president a wo ye Muslim I was saying ka we me fight on behalf of the Muslims and one thing is say every year biano government our office I cut across the constituencies in Ghana here omo free office omo de man krofo a omo ko for free enti ni nyina na free sika kese na ombeje no said the ombeje titi be free mama na timi asoso enkofo so ama omako so what you say enti wo sorry na say wo say bia government dey offer bia ba say ko hard free ya unu say ekro no dey because enkofo sika na omajeje ana omajeti be government implement ni sika sa enfa ma ozeko sika na omajeje na omaye na mfa so aka ba bi ana oma allocate ana omade man
so does it include accommodation
feeding it includes accommodation feeding and all those kind of things but one thing about it is say accommodation wunya individual accommodation say dey bia wutu kwan ya nka wo bepe ubenya wa
a private person na kodia obenya sa ya ma
wa wuti bi book accommodation me bia it we need the hard na say e dai bia fa nipa be 4 and in a room nipa be 4 in a room bia nipa be 4 ti okwa comfortability ne kra wo dey kono unya nti hard ne kra mpodie in Islam the pillar of Islam no is not a mandatory this one but I know bia free say bia okoba at least ye be bold in kese alaji edru alaji say ni say bet no enshada nya ade bia ehu hia sa but the other means angofo betimi afaso mbeko say mahama ka say bia cost no because I know say during 2015 it was 11,900 yes. What you say and a friend said this time around it may jump here 79,000 internet is our increment in the but so about power next if ever say 2024 and now 2028 the possibility means say betimi aba from the and they don't forget it because we compare it to how do you call the dollar rate and a comparison. As a first now we travel flight at the free akotamalia. The calculation say $100. Now offer flight it be 1,000 cedis. But because of the dollar rate and the 1,500. So what you say? Into the dollar rate, and if we are able to do something about the dollar rate, they will be able to do something about those kind of how do you call it inflation and prices now at Microsoft because say on working on dollar rate, I want to make us say be a make cut it. I'm an performs because hard board no more no omo necessary omo determine price and say and omo enyo omo yes omo depend on the dollar also and omo the yes you know sa na akwa
wow and na ma you know and so one of the sad story at the free who say 6 people actually or more and these 6 people is because of harsh weather condition above 100 degrees Celsius.
I have pressure no it's too much. On say nipa na omko ho no e wo say omutimi regulate say oh country bia na say bia continent bia no e wo say nipa bi say dodo wo say ana eba but Ghana hard board omo mfa ho ne say
and 1,000 crown as
many as you are able to come and pay in there they will take you there and mostly we share most of the time we TV so now if they are going around the we pressure na say omo kra e ho che ana maka city na enye city a city kese biaza no it's not a kind of like you have go for mo annually ni na hard in the crowd I think say if they do it like how do you call it 2 times in a year it will best help said the beya be boa ma your first badge o mbeko the second badge o mbesi and no mom e be boa because by the end of the day no mu nyina kokohiem one day pe and omo day of Arafah na day na omo ko around the Kaaba so day no so bia so otimi ko around the Kaaba which by the end of the day the pressure no also so what you say because within 12 hours cry even say with less than 10 hours mo be say mu nyina mo fa ho hia enya possible sir the pressure na pressure the door
so to little underlying condition na your health crime it may affect
exactly it may affect you and I won't say because of say o ma boom akọ na board na de o makọ no board na determine times e wo so mu didi So what you say? Because I want to call ya. Unim say, oh, me call her many aduane, me call her many. But board na she say, oh, about time we are mo take breakfast, time we may take lunch, time we may take say. What you say? And our restrictions so ho baby why em fa aduane nko, baby why em fa nso nko. Until you be our health condition said the can I feel be do one na wo pa aduane bi na say nso bi a wo so no ma untimi no because enya wa na wo do ho call.
Wow. Okay. Now and also Honorable Rauf Achichi Muamana. No walk haba. Oh, me call her that was in 2022. Okay. Me call but me call na enya Hajj and dem call. Umrah na dem call. But no so mbe yi Sakura and am say there Sakura there. Me yi Sakura Sunday. 2024 so me call parliament and me yi Sakura. Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, to I come on, but your bread or bad way. Now there was some of the stories. Bekai, a World Bank approves 260 million for Ghana energy sector. So and Japan issues and so a war a honomo. Or say Japan sent Attorney General 68 WhatsApp messages. Sana Bank of Ghana justifies GN Bank license revocation. Woman kill mother over witchcraft. And also the whole
sorry, GN Bank no boss obi.
Bank of Ghana justifies GN Bank's license revocation. We any stories I hold one or one can I say the home quick one now. GN
Bank story.
Okay.
Baby a story baby a free yina say me call on a factual basis. I met this guy Kofi Amoaben.
Yeah.
And me ne din komo bi. But at the end work and say most of the banks na collapse within the 2016-2020 era up to 2024 era ni na say you know during 6 months to election like this I feel na electoral commission ever be release forms so na my friend say a friend say member of parliament. So when it gets to a time like this most of the political parties goes to the banks to borrow money. So what you say borrow money and most of the how do we call it the banks no or when say eyankofo sika ba begua e be a savings e be use a current they be obetima ba be first can dey akọ enti uba na say also pay loan na by then really in political party and me borrow sika na money so they have to be strategic me bo obosian sisi na say wa mba power sika no mintimi nya bi obeka jam say be a net 4 years you next 4 years and send metimi nya sika. So most of the banks that refuse to give out loans to MPP as at then no all those banks ni na MPP for akwa bia so a
collapse
be revoke balances no collapse no at once. When I met him, the man told me point blank say MPP came to him, they wanted loan and he told him that he doesn't have that kind of money that they wanted to give it out. So that was it. And he said one man called him and told him that when they come to power, they shall see. And then we shall see what he is undergoing at the moment. And to GN Bank, what had GN Bank? GN Bank had a lot of branches, even than Ghana Commercial Bank.
Yes.
There was no other bank in Ghana.
Last 2 weeks, I was watching a video of Papa Kwasi.
The documentary.
Some of the
it's so sad.
Oh, I was
very sad. And if you look at most of how
because if that is where your investment has gotten to,
so most of the bank assets and they say buildings they own most of them. Or no one can say now most of the banks in Ghana here they all rent apartment for how do you call it for their operations. But they own most of their assets by their own self. And then you vote search how do you call it a bank license, and then you don't have any explanation. You come and justify say there is a reason. Or Musikana is in that. There is no sense. It doesn't make any sense to any Ghanaian.
Mecca banking because me am a banker. Okay. But you see, this whole thing. How many banks were that license were revoked? About 5 of them.
A lot.
In fact, there were I think there were 7 at a go and at two by first.
Yes. But what about the savings and loans?
Now what I want to say and the savings and loans, that's the what I want to say is that it comes back to the same thing as demonstration. Argentina government they be a pentem say you best say yeah. What is why are we always quick
in a hurry
say no say no all the banks now you collapsing indigenous banks our profit be on benya ete ekru higher. Inti adentina we are always quick to do that. Adentina yen looking for solution alternatives aye betimi ama sa businesses here. Me crampo omo different in say me crampo by force crampo nanka omo manage as a government institution. I would have appreciated it because employment rate numbers of people, thousands of employees are not banks because the financial sector was the largest employer so far at that time. Adenti now bet here they victimize staff ebi NDC for ebi NDC for MPP for ebi don't even have anything to do with politics. Inti that culture has to stop and it's so sad. It can be ABC ne. There is so much high unemployment rate. Now BOG now almost justify the revocation of GN bank license no. Omanka say eba corporate a year governance omedi so. Okay say a BOG a demo Arise Ghana together with parliamentarians no.
Okay.
Omedi so. You see this is where I have a problem. Mwanka say and then you're saying good BOG too. If that's the case, it's about corporate governance. Because they faulted in so many ways.
Mate, me that's papa. Me person can come on back to us so but here breno aye be.
Obia de kabe 20,000.
Abna de ka 20,000. Inti de ka inti ye come no AC hana fe da foforo enso ya ba be to us. Abna chebuache ya be kamensa na so pompremu na ye nyina ye we abna.
What's it?
Banks ho asem na kan. Usika ko di bi mo ansa na ye. Okay, so we dey obi esika da so da ho. But I think it's a credit union.
But I know people like GN Bank, for instance. My relative be more on my business abro musika.
But that video of Papa Kwesi Indium or visited some of the properties ni be in the state and no is very heartbroken. Regardlessly. Say the TBR regardlessly. So we call you to 2 windows, no, ya pake, go home, food throw. Wow, it's very heartbreaking.
Yes, more.
Abna.
I say when I hear Besepanu Kundia, for sure. Ye be jai near shed ye and paying for so near my poem, dear Guaquamwa. Omo H. I say any day and a performance of a morning show in na. Asia said a cassia and coma which ye pray will shade you made. Daneda which is Kantanka television over others now show front of a morning show. Ye need a sopa. Ye need no more man on it. When Timini and Shasi is streaming live on Facebook at Kantanka TV. Ubit me a cohonso no aqua shake you mediano. Guest of Mopassi to renege mediana. Ye don't win na as Omunim dear money a beche and a major median so. It's me a re payo. The entire crew. Echijinapa adaneda mode e boye. Yes, refuse to media ka hudo koswa. Echego Kantanka television. So I say dear. Our video and the bia. Let's do it in moderation. In Tifemika Tente, in Gucci is sing. Oh my gani hiam, Obusian so, a hiam pa. Or don't for me a mobana so your chinadum